Now it's 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning. We're tracking the latest out of Georgia this morning, where we've learned that a Kentucky State University student has been killed in a shooting.
A bad crash in Lexington injured 2 people. Investigators now trying to figure out what caused the crash.
And the search will continue today for a woman who disappeared in McCreary County along the Cumberland River over the weekend.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you from the WKYT News Team. We're glad you're up and at it with us here. It is June 15th, right in the middle of the month of June now. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hopefully you were able to get in some outdoor activities. Really wasn't bad in terms of any rain.
Yeah,
so
right, just hot.
Yeah,
hot and humid.
really hot.
It has been that way for several days. Is there any relief in sight for that? Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. Here he is in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a good chance for that. We'll see those temperatures skyrocket again today, upper 80s, lower 90s. That's well ahead of schedule. And what I mean by that is typically this time of year, you're sitting around those lower 80s. So we'll be nowhere near that. The storms remain well to the north of us today. Only a very slight chance of rain. You could have a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. That's about it. Temperatures are there in the 70s this morning. When you see that, you know it's going to be a pretty sticky day. Today's forecast with that slight chance of rain, 90 degrees. Here we go, right? Is that the highest temperature we have? Because as we go throughout the next several days, that heat just continues to roll, and that's when storms will start to slide on in later on this week. And I'll show you when your best chance of rain is, and also this heat. We'll talk all about that in further detail in just about 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll see you in just a bit, and we thank you. And new this morning on WKYT, we're tracking a story out of Georgia with Kentucky ties. We have learned that a Kentucky State University student has been killed in a shooting in Fayette County, Georgia.
19-year-old Wally Clanton was killed when someone opened fire after a pool party. WKYT's Victor Puente is at our live desk with the latest on this.
Well, people who witnessed that shooting say hundreds of teens had gotten together for a party that started out peacefully and ended with 5 people being shot. The graduation pool party happened Saturday night on Highway 279 in the northern part of the county. Witnesses say more than 200 people were at the home, and around midnight, a man began accusing people of drugging his daughter's drink. That's when a security guard shut the party down. As people were leaving, the shots began. 5 people were struck, including 19-year-old Wally Clanton. The Kentucky State University student grew up in Florida. The 4 other teens had non-life-threatening injuries. Police haven't made any arrests in Clanton's death. Now, this is the second time in a week that someone has been killed in Fayette County, Georgia. The manager of an Applebee's was shot in the parking lot outside his restaurant in Fayetteville last weekend. At the live desk, Victor Puente, WKYT.
All right, thanks, Victor. New this morning, Lexington police arrested a man they say tried to escape police custody. According to an arrest citation, 30-year-old Jonathan Shackelford tried to run away from officers while at UK Hospital. When officers chased him, they say Shackelford ran into an exit door, breaking it and knocking himself unconscious in the process. He's now charged with drug possession, escape, and fleeing and evading.
Emergency crews are still trying to figure out what caused a crash in Lexington that injured 2 people. That crash happened about 7:30 last evening on Military Pike in James Lane. Officers say a car and an SUV were involved in that wreck. One vehicle T-boned another on that narrow stretch of road. One driver was taken immediately to UK Hospital, the other driver to another hospital. One officer on scene says the road itself may have been a factor in the crash.
With any country road, you always have to be careful just because of the narrow lanes, curviness of the road anyway.
Officers say they're also looking into the possibility that the sun may have played a role in the crash. They have not released the names of the drivers involved.
Well, police in Somerset are trying to figure out who shot 2 people at a hotel this weekend. Just after 10 o'clock Saturday night, several people on motorcycles pulled into the parking lot of America's Best Value Inn off US 27 and started firing shots. Witnesses tell us they heard people arguing for quite a while before they heard at least a dozen shots. Crews took 2 men, Johnny Wardrop and James Mankin, to UK Hospital. Police arrested Christopher McCracken from Nashville. They interviewed several other people involved, but they are not cooperating.
Fire investigators say they have made an arrest in a series of arson cases. Just last week, one of those fires broke out at the Eastridge Apartments in the 2800 block of Alumni Drive. Firefighters were able to keep the flames contained to some shutters on the outside of the building. Denritra Ross is now in the Fayette County Detention Center and charged with 5 counts of arson. Those arsons happened on May 3rd and 4th, as well as June 12th and 13th.
A Whitley County man is set to be arraigned today on a citation of animal cruelty. Charles Wilson faces that citation after dead and dying dogs were found on his property earlier this month. Police say the case actually started last month when his daughter was removed from the home because she was not being properly cared for. They say dogs were seen at the home, but no charges were filed at that time. Wilson cooperated with police and agreed to surrender the rest of his dogs to animal control.
The time is 5:05 on WKYT this morning, and we're learning more about an officer-involved shooting in Louisville this morning. Louisville police released some new details and surveillance video of the shooting. In that video, you can see Officer Nathan Blanford get out of his car and exchange words with 35-year-old Deng Manyun. Then Manyun is seen grabbing a flagpole, swinging it towards Blanford, and that's when Blanford shot Manyun twice.
I believe, looking at the video, he did not have the opportunity to transition to another option. I think he felt, and I can't talk about what he felt, but it would appear to me, based on my view of the video, that he felt threatened, that his life was in danger. There's a man swinging a 7 or 8 foot metal pole at him.
The police chief says Manyun was stopped because he matched the description of a suspect who had assaulted a woman and snatched her purse.
Happening today. Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear will sign into law a new bill regulating children's booster seats. House Bill 315 raises the height requirement for children riding in a booster seat. WKYT Sean Mooney is live from Kentucky Children's Hospital. Sean, once the bill is signed into law, what will that new height requirement be?
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. Well, this bill will expand the age and height range for children required to be in booster seats on Kentucky highways. Supporters say it brings Kentucky in line with 31 other states who are already following recommendations by injury prevention experts. Governor Steve Beshear will be here at Kentucky Children's Hospital later today for a ceremonial signing. The new law says children under the age of 8 who are between 40 and 57 inches must be in a booster seat. Previously, the law only applied to kids between 40 and 50 inches. The law also clarifies that any child over 57 inches doesn't need to be in a booster seat. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says booster seats are 71% effective at reducing fatal injuries in infants and 54% for toddlers in cars. They say the seats reduce the risk of injury by 60% over the use of seat belts alone. Now, the new law goes into effect along with the rest of the new state laws on June 25th. That's 90 days after the end of the session. Governor Beshear will be here at Kentucky Children's Hospital along with one of the bill co-sponsors as well as injury prevention doctors for that signing at 10 o'clock this morning. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Well, police in Breathitt County made some quick arrests in a weekend robbery. The Jackson police chief tells us a clerk at the Shell Mart on Kentucky 15 was taking out the trash when 3 men jumped him and robbed the store. The 3 were, we are told, left with backpacks full of merchandise and cash. During their investigation, police found out that someone had opened a safe by using a combination, not by breaking into it. A security guard soon found the suspects walking around. Police arrested William Combs, Trevor Hayes, and a juvenile. Hayes is an employee at the Shell Mart, but wasn't working at the time of the theft.
Crews in McCreary County will pick up the search for a missing woman at about 7 o'clock this morning. Crews are telling us that about 6:30 Saturday evening, they got a report of a 24-year-old woman who had disappeared at Cumberland Falls State Resort Park. Authorities say she was with 2 other people near Eagle Falls when she disappeared. Searchers tell us they are doing their best to try to figure out what happened.
Most of the first responders that's done the searches, they know how it would feel if it was their family. So they tried to address this as if it was their family.
Crew members tell us that strong undercurrent and debris in the water forced divers to search in a large area. WKYT this morning just getting started. So nice to have you along with us. Our time this morning is 5:09.
It looks like a terrifying job, but someone has to do it. We'll show you more of this high-rise cleaning job. Woo, in just a few, if you dare.
They can do that, not me. Current temperatures sitting there with partly cloudy skies. Current temperature-wise, though, we're sitting in the 70s. It's a pretty sticky feel already, and it looks like it's going to get even worse this afternoon. I'll show you how high we go with those temperatures coming up.